anybody who listens to Radio Entrepreneurs knows that every week I'm waiting for my Marc Z moment. Last week, we did not have Marc Z. I had to go for some intensive therapy to adjust to the loss. But he's back this week, the one and only Marc Zwetschgenbaum, President, Marc Z Legal Staffing. Let's have our Marc Z moment.
Thank you, Jeff. It's great to be back. It's great to collaborate with you and talk about something very relevant in the employment marketplace.
There's always something going on in the employment marketplace. And
correct.
Pretty interesting trends recently.
Correct. And one of the trends that I know you're seeing, that we're seeing, is when employers are hiring now, they're much more open to bringing on a candidate who has much less experience than they were originally looking for. So they're looking for candidates maybe who have relevant experience, don't get me wrong, but also maybe don't have the years, but fit into their culture well, have certain skills.
They can be molded and developed and don't come with pre-existing bad habits.
Correct. They can brought into the system that will work well with the team and will not say, this is the way we did it at this other place. And also, a lot of times they feel having too much experience, the person may say, this is a great place for now, but that candidate may not be with them long term. So it's trending a lot, because originally when we had certain searches, clients of ours will say, well, we need this experience. We won't bend on it. And now over particularly the last year and a half, we're seeing those trends and really coming up more and more.
I think that's good. And it's something that I do encourage employers to do. I'm not a big fan of free agents, lateral moves, people who are just not happy where they are. I do believe in developing culture. And I think when you develop culture and you have time to do it, you develop somebody who's going to be more loyal, who's going to fit your culture and probably stay longer. So I'm a big fan of what you just said. It doesn't always work, but it's nice that employers are starting to get some of the confidence back that they can hire in this way, because I'm not sure through COVID that this was the case. It was definitely not an economy. It was almost, if you were breathing, you got a job.
Correct. No, here's my feeling. My feeling is there's some very, very talented people that can come in, they can do a job, and can be a great member of the team. And so I think that employers should really look at talented people that have the experience level. But what's happening in the marketplace, as you and I have both seen, is a lot of the people, because of COVID, have made moves and are not available. So now what employers are doing is, as we said, is finding people that are trainable, that have the skill set, that can be developed in the system. So that's something that is really gathering a lot of steam, because a lot of the senior people are really unavailable because of past moves in the last few years where you do not have that talent available. And so companies and firms are willing to think more outside the box. But if you have a talented person who's got some experience, don't assume that person is not trainable, and don't assume that person is not somebody that you'd want on their team, because there are some really talented free agents. So I just think this will add another alternative to employers that seems set in the past on it's this way or no way.
Well, being in the business of believing in people's development, and I am, I have to say, following that strategy, which is a good strategy, it comes with a responsibility to the leader and the ownership to develop their people. If people come in and are consistent with culture and want to be developed, and you don't develop them, you lead to turnover. So it comes with an investment in the building of those people and the development of those people. And entrepreneurs that don't do the full package, they're setting themselves up for problems. So you have to develop the people and develop them right, and not just assume that you're doing it right just because you're the owner.
Right. And development can be bringing on somebody who's very strong if they're willing to show you that, first of all, that what they can do is immediately contribute and bring fresh ideas to your firm, or your company, and also somebody who is vested with a lot of long-term experience that's going to help with the company or the firm's growth. But these alternatives now, that, as you're right, it's up to the employer to really dig deep and say, I want to invest in this person. Here's somebody who's very talented, comes with me with immediate skill set. I really have to get them into our areas and learn about their ideas. Or in the alternative, if you're going to bring in somebody, as you say, and I said, that what a lot of companies and firms are doing, bring in more junior people, you've got to commit to investing in them in terms of training and development.
Right. Marc, glad to have you back again. If somebody else is looking for you, how do they find you?
Well, first, Jeff, on our wonderful Radio Entrepreneurs website, radioentrepreneurs.com, go to marczlegal.com, marczlegal.com, Google Marc Z, MARC, and the letter Z, or 617-338-1300.
And everybody who is a Marc Z junkie like I am, we'll see Marc again next week on Radio Entrepreneurs.